So I had a really long day today. I mean, I did get like plenty to, I did sleep plenty, and like I'm still trying to get comfortable. Finished meditating a little bit ago, and my cat's kind of gone crazy for going outside. And it's funny because she's just really like like that, and I'm like, okay. And she loves going outside now, and that's great. I love having her outside, but also because it's been really hot. And this weekend, it's like I don't know if it's like No Kill Nation or is holding this event and by the La Brea Tar Pits area. There's this park that's there, and there's gonna be like 1,000 animals there and that, but it's gonna be really hot. But it's gonna be in this tent, and they have industrial fans, but like the organization I volunteer with is gonna be having their own fans, and they're gonna be having blocks of ice in with the fans or something. So it's gonna be really good for the animals. But I'm like, do you think they would reschedule it so that way? Because like next week there's going to be a 30-degree difference. I'm like, don't you think they could do it next week? Because 30 degrees is going to be a big difference, because my cat is making a whole heck of a lot of noise this week. And can you imagine all those other animals? I mean, that's my thoughts on this whole thing. But yet, I understand they're trying to make a point, but this is people making a point. But yet, the animals are the ones that are trying to say stuff. And I mean, I'm listening to my cat, and I'm sure they're in the buildings now and they're being taken care of, but you're going to take them outside by the La Brea Tar Pits in downtown LA in the heat. I don't know. I mean, I suppose it's understandable, but I'm just like, well, I guess industrial fans, everyone's being taken care of. There's going to be like, I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of vets around. There's going to be like emergencies, everything, IV bags and everything around. But still, do we want to put animals through such traumatic things? I mean, I guess. I mean, I think it's a good. I think there's pros and cons to this thing being. I mean, there of course the event itself is a big pro, but the con is being that it's happening. That has to happen this weekend when it's so hot. But it's an all-day event. I understand that, and some people are really fanatical about such a thing. They're like, no, no, it has to be right now. It has to be now. It has to be now. And I'm like, well, can't we just think of it this way? Can't we just reschedule? I'm like, no, I mean, we can't reschedule it because it's this weekend. It's always been this weekend. And that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what if some animal dies because of this? And everyone there loves animals so much. And it's not going to be a good thing. And this is just like a rolling thought. I was just like, why? So it's just like, gosh, I don't like that. I wanted to go there. I wanted to volunteer, but maybe, just for the event. But I don't think there wasn't enough To do the carpool. I want to do carpool because Saturday is. I think we're doing. Excuse me. I think we're doing game night or something at the house here, where we do like international board games and translate them, from like Germany or France and that. And there's strategy games, you know, sometimes card games, sometimes just any type of games. You know, they're a lot more like they're a lot more advanced than the games that they have here. You know, sometimes they're even out of print. You have to like you have to order a lot of them online. And I've been to one time where it's like a special like group where all you do is just play board games and that. But it's like fun because sometimes it's like for different levels of people. Like sometimes it's things for people who are more advanced. Sometimes it's just for kids and that. And everyone brings the different types of board games they have and that. It's just kind of interesting, but just thought that's kind of neat. Don't do it all the time. In fact, it's not really like the people I know. It's just like my sister and her friends that she knows and that. Like some of the people that go to like MIT and USC and UCLA and that. Those are her friends and that. But I just play with them because it's fun. But I'm just like, I don't know. It's just like, mm, I just prefer the company. Then, just hilarious. Just everyone brings a different type of funny beer or foreign soda and that. It's just hilarious. Anyway, I guess that's what we're supposed to do Saturday night. I don't know. And I'm going to downtown LA Saturday morning anyway. No. Wait a second. What's today? Yeah, wait a second. I'm going to a different part of LA Saturday morning. And then Sunday, I don't know. I need to organize photos and mail them for the cat, for the cats with volunteering and that, because I've been taking photos and I need to organize them and do some touch ups for them with the different types of programs I have with my different cameras now. And then maybe, I don't know, do some. Then I need to look into school and registering for that. And then I've been trying to get enough protein. Like, enough protein in me. And I have been going to Trader Joe's getting this nutty grain salad that has like 21 grams of protein in it, but it's only like that much or whatever. And that. And I mean, like, I kind of looked at the calories, but then I kind of didn't because it's just like, I need this much protein and like I need it. I was just like, I gotta have it. So I have that. And then I have like hummus with like crackers and naan bread and like lentil soup. I'm like anything with protein. Protein, protein, protein. And then since it's summer now, I just have home brewed iced tea because I don't like getting any of the processed stuff. because all that diet stuff has a lot of things that have artificial sweeteners that are not good for you. Even that like stevia plant or whatever, I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't grow that in my backyard. I don't know where that's from. I'm like, they say it's from this thing or whatever until I see it like in the supermarket saying, and still I see it like at Whole Foods are saying like, this is the stevia plant. You can plant this in your backyard. I'm like, I don't want to have it. You know, I mean, like, what is that? That's what I want to know. That's that's what I want to know. It's just like, what is that? Hmm? What is that? And then it's just like, if I'm not like, it's just like the last 3 days I've been volunteering, and that's great. I just feel like this is good. And then it's just like, God, please. And I'm just like, I look at, I said, God, but school, let me register for school so I can do this. And then I'm like, let me find work that is for me. I mean, I thought about working the city, and that would be good. Because I think it would be interesting, actually. But if I don't like it, I'll just leave, find another job. I'm saying this isn't working out for me. And then you're like, you're going. I'm like, I've had so many different jobs. No idea how many different jobs I've had. I'm like, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Like, literally, I've had all these different experiences. Been a waitress. I've, like, worked at a theme park. I've been a bridal wedding registry consultant. Worked in retail a whole lot. Just doing whatever. You know, what else? I've worked in a pharmacy before. I've never been fired, but I've always just like, either it's been temporary, like I've been, it's just been either temporary because it's seasonal, or I decided, like, and like 2 times, like, and one time I had to move, and the other time it's just like, and the other time it was because I was gonna go. No, 2 times I had to move. The other time it's just because it's just like, I can't do this because this isn't, because it's just like, this is interfering with school. This isn't, I don't, this isn't what I love. This isn't what I want to do. And that is just it. I'm like, I'm not gonna settle for a job I don't want to do. People are like, that's crazy. I'm like, well, if I was that young, I still had a lot of opportunities and choices. I didn't have the responsibilities. But now, getting older, you gotta do what you gotta do. And that's exactly it. Do what you gotta do. And it's so stupid because I think of childhood cartoons, and why would Tommy Pickles say a baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do? I'm like, babies don't gotta do anything. why would why would Tommy Pickles say baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do? I'm like, wise word, Tommy Pickles. But I was too young to know then, but now I do. I'm like, I was too young to know then, back when I was, what, 7? And you were like 1 year old. 1-year-old giving advice to a 7-year-old, telling me a baby's got to do what a baby's got to do, which is poop, sleep, and eat. Much like this cat. But yeah. Seriously though, I do have so many poems in my head and like thoughts and that. I have them. And it's just like right now, I'm just like doing so much that my hair on my sides are just like, they're just like boom, 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 boom. And I appreciate people who have given me messages that are saying like, hi, I literally feel, like I'm not doing well, or like, I hope you're doing okay, and appreciate all your messages and everything. And I've been reading things when I can. It's just this new phone. Tumblr's weird on it. I'm still trying to get used to it. I had to work this phone because for some stupid reason it just won't let me like work on my blog on it. I mean, I can do work on it, but it's just like it gives me like this weird place to work on, and it's not right at my blog point where I can work on. I'm like away from my blog and I'm working on it, and I'm like, why can't I work on my blog on my blog? That doesn't make sense. So I'm like, I'm over here working on my blog, but I want to be right there working on my blog. That may not make sense, but it makes sense to me, and that's what matters. So then I was just like, so that's what I'm trying to do right now. And I'm having a good time. I'm not trying to necessarily do anything, distract myself with anything. I enjoy writing what I do write. I enjoy doing what I do. Scooby-Doo says. Sailor Moon says. I used to love watching that at the end of every Sailor Moon episode. She gave great advice. I wish they still did that. Just like Power Rangers, I think, did that too. Why don't they do that anymore? I think they still do that with some other shows, but I don't know. I don't watch anything. Don't watch TV. Too busy listening to music, being outside, being at the beach, or volunteering, or going out taking care of business, I guess. Or just going out with my family and getting supplies for things we're doing, or whatever necessity things. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just hear like, and a lot of times, like, even when I'm volunteering, I hear like conflict within the volunteering with people who have been volunteering for a while, who are on the board, like with the director, and then like say the treasurer and the chair people. It's just like, this is supposed to be about volunteering, and they know that, and like the secretary and the treasurer, like that kind of stuff. They talk with the director, and they're saying, why are people having such power trips and that kind of stuff? And I'm like, oh my god, it's like, what is this? And I'm like standing here overhearing this because it's all quiet, and the cats are just like that, and I'm like, I can't stand the things are like this. It's insane. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just can't take it. Just like, I don't know. It's just like, what do you know? Anyway, that's all. Okay. I guess it's just why. Even like, I mean, if people are thinking about other things when they're supposed to be volunteering, like I just happened to say, "Oh, I'm here to take some photos of the cat," and then like that person I told that happened to be the person who normally takes photography of the cats, but then they were the type of person that takes like photos of the cats with like that prepares like a background and like puts like a completely washed out yellow background and completely like a pink blanket down. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's I'm like, are you that my thought is like, okay, that's fine, but like I immediately felt, the I immediately felt the sort of like right away she's asked, "Oh, do you have any kind of photography background?" I'm like what kind of I'm like, is that how like you didn't want to ask my name or anything? You just wanted to know if I had photography background or anything? I said like I'm an artist or something, and I like taking pictures of things in their natural habitat and as they go and as they do, because it's about like the energy and the flow. For me, that's what it is. It's the energy of the flow and the movement in the moment. Again, that's what it is. I mean, that's about capturing things. That's what like photography for me is. It's not like staging things. I mean, that's what you go to the mall for, you know? That's what you go to the mall for. You want like if you want your cat to look like and you're like and it's like you go to the mall for that. But if you kind of like want to like whoa, kind of just like get the cat kind of like looking in a weird way or whatever, and just kind of like you know, and it's just like there and it's in like kind of crazy element, and then a lot of times they don't want to get the cat like in this like like they're like, oh, try not to get the cat in the cage. I'm like, well, the cat is kept in the cage a lot of the time. I'm like, we should show the cat being in the cage because it'll show sympathy for the animal, because that's how the animal is, because the animal is kept that way. It's not saying that we're bad for keeping it in the cage, but we're saying, where does this cat go? The cat needs a home. If the cat has a home, it's not going to be in a cage, because this is all we can do for the cat, because the cat and the animal, any animal, like a dog, fair, any animal, anywhere you go, is going to be in a cage until you give it a home. That's my idea. That's anyone's idea. That's anyone who's going to think that, oh, don't get the cage. It's not going to look nice. And I understand, oh, whatever sells. Again, that's marketing. People want to do marketing. And I'm like, you know, if people aren't going to be looking at whatever else, because they're going to be looking at the object, the subject. What's the subject? The subject is what people are going to be thinking about, the focus on. What's the focus? The focus is on, say, the animal, the whole, and what is the landscape, what is the background. The background is everything that surrounds it, and that's the whole like, and that is the material. The material is what is around it, what it is incorporated into, you know and then you take that and then it deepens the subject. So I'm taking that in and it deepens the subject. So and then I think, oh my gosh, this cat is in a cage and it's in this place. I need to save it. I need to give it a home. Isn't that what people think? If people aren't thinking that, then what are they thinking? They're thinking, oh, I don't want the cat. It's in a cage. Who thinks that? I mean, hello, look at the professionals at ASPCA and they play the sad music. I mean, isn't that how they get the money anyway in that? And this isn't about marketing. This is just about the truth. And this is just about sadness. And that's just about reality. But if you want to paint a pretty picture and put like the washed out colors and that and do a cat that looks like, then you're going to make it seem like, oh, okay, that this cat is happy here. They're taking really good care of it. It's okay. We don't need to adopt it. They're obviously really doing well. And I mean, like, yeah, we take good care of them, but like a lot of times you should see how they feel and how they look. But then if we show you how it looks, I mean, like, that's again paradox or whatever. If we show them how we feel and how they look, then what is it going to be? And people are like, whoa, you're stressing too much. I'm like, no, I'm dealing with the reality of things in my life, in whatever life. People need to think about this. People need to think about this. Like, I don't want to think about this. It's too deep. And like, everyone's in the kiddie pool. I don't know. The thing is, and this is the thing, people, okay, we dream about things. We dream about a lot of things. As we're being young, we dream about a lot of things. And those dreams are great, and they're strong, and they're wonderful. Sometimes we're only able to hold on to so much, and only the strongest dreams survive. And sometimes we get a hold of new dreams as we get older. It's like picking up new balloons, picking up new flowers, picking up new thoughts. And as we get older, we have a certain responsibility. And you think the responsibility is bad, but no, it's a responsibility of taking hold of those new dreams. It's a responsibility of being responsible for those dreams, of making those dreams true, making those dreams real. It's a responsibility of being that person in your dreams, because dreams are big, and to be big you have to think big, and to think big and to think deep is complicated and complex, and to be complicated and to be complex is not an easy thing. And that's a problem with dreams. And that's why people automatically say, you're a dreamer. And they say it like it's a bad thing, because maybe they give up on their dreams because they don't think it's possible, and they don't want to take the responsibility as they get older, and even at this moment, to be in that dream. Because to be in that dream is to take hold of it and make it yours, and to be a big person in your dream, to be that person, to be the person of your dream, to be deep, to be so deep in that dream. You're deep. You could say, I'm in deep shit. I'm like, I'm in deep, deep. What do you think? Like that. People are like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. It's kind of how it is. And that's just kind of how it is. I don't mind it. I really don't. I don't mind like spilling my guts, saying it like it is, being real. It's okay, the crying, the pain, whatever comes, come what may, because it is May. Mayday, mayday, pilot to bombardier, crash and burn, It's happened. It has happened. It can happen. It'll happen again. You know? But you can't let, like, everything set you back. You know? You're gonna, I've had broken bones. Been, you know, it's, I mean, so much can happen to you. What can you do? It's just always the same sort of story, isn't it? With a different spin. But it's waiting for that right moment to take the deepest dive in. You know? Waiting for that moment. It's like I'm like, okay. I'm waiting for that longest run. Waiting for a clear path. Ready, set, go. And I'm gonna go. You know? It's like a race. But I'm not racing anyone or anything. You know? And I don't need to run. That's it. But it's like feeling like, whoa, I just gotta go. Just gotta do it. I feel it. You know, it's just like, take this. I'm like, take it. Just feel. Like, we're like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, it's kind of like being me and learning to be me, and that, being happy with that. Not even being happy with that, but being ecstatic with that. And it's not like, oh, market this, put a label on this, sell it to the crowd. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I'm like, isn't there some sort of form of expression that can be done and said that it isn't a cliche, that isn't something like that, and it doesn't have to be in an artist way, but can just be from a person to another person, and can it not be shared in such a simple form, and can it not be meant and heartfelt, and can it not be like, I'm sitting here in my room and talking to you? I'm like, yes, you. And can it not be like that? And like that idea that, it's just not like, I think that would be wonderful. Just that idea. I mean, it's not like, oh, this huge movement, oh, this huge moment. Just like little, just little. That's all. I understand support, and I'm thankful for it. It's kind of weird because it's just like, it's weird. Like, what is, it's just because it's foreign to me. The only support I've ever had in my life is from my counselor in high school, from my family, from my psychiatrist right now, myself. And those are like, and my friend, one of my best friends, and, you know, people here on Tumblr. You know, just some people here on Tumblr, and that's all. I mean, yes, some of my best friends too, but like in different ways, in different forms. Yes, of course. It's just weird. It's just like, it's weird to have like people to be like, here, let me, are you okay? You know, it's just like, it makes me feel like, do you mean that? It makes me feel like that. Like, are you trusting me? Like, or do I trust you? You know, it's like that kind of feeling. It's like, you haven't been in contact with me. I sent you a message. I'm on here all the time. I thought something happened, or I thought this. But you know how I am. You know, it's just like that kind of thing. And it's not like I need to hear back or anything like that. But I guess I'm just weird. I guess everyone knows it's just like a trust issue. I guess unless it's like Daniel, then it's just like always open arms with him, you know? But then, as everyone's seen in the past, it hasn't been like that or anything. But like now, it's like a different sort of thing. I know everyone's concerned for me, and I'm okay. I don't really know who told me to leave Tumblr forever. I mean, like, if it was him, I'd rather him just kind of like, you know, tell me honestly, because I don't have a special. I'm sure I could learn some sort of special program and decipher it, but right now I don't have the time to do that. Because I'm getting my body healthy, physically ready, and doing a lot of volunteering. And I'm doing and exploring like different art forms and that. And people are like, I don't need to understand, you know, what you feel for him and that. I'm like, it's not that people are prying, you know. I mean, it's not like one person pries. I mean, it's like everyone. It's like everyone is like asking anyway. But it's not like anyone doesn't know anyway. I mean, it's not like I don't say what I feel anyway. And you know, it's just like I said, everything is everything. What will be, will be. You know, I'm fine with Oh, whatever is whatever is. I'm gonna write. If I'm too much, whatever. And if I'm being bothersome, I'll stop. Just gotta tell me. I will. You may enjoy it, you may not, but I don't know. You gotta tell me. And I'll stop. And like say all those times before, I didn't really even, I wasn't completely aware. And I'm being truly honest. This mental illness, you know, lies to yourself. It's best for you to know about yourself, about everything and everyone. I guess that's all.